Hello and welcome to my channel, Making Crafts. Today I am participating in the Kendra's Card Challenge number 18, Not Too Shabby Shop Hop. And so all of the designers in today's hop will be creating cards using the Kendra's Card Challenge number 18 sketches. We'll all also be using the Cottage Rose Craft Retreat Kit from the Not Too Shabby Shop. And so this is a virtual retreat that is absolutely free to attend. And the shop actually sells a kit that you can use and follow along with the retreat. So I received some of the items from the kit. I did not receive the entire kit, but I did receive some of the items, and so I am going to be crafting with those today. So I've gone ahead and chosen papers from the Cottage Rose paper pack that I wanted to use, and I've gone ahead and cut them down, and I am doing sketch number 13 for my first card. And so I made this video ahead of time, but today the video is going live on Mother's Day here in the US. So when I made this video, I needed Mother's Day cards, so I thought that this paper pack was perfect for that. But you could follow along and make these cards using this kit, and you could change it to a birthday sentiment or a get well sentiment. Any of that would work with this paper. But I went on my computer and I printed out a Happy Mother's Day sentiment, and you can see it here laying on my table. Now you will notice I forgot the apostrophe in Mother's Day, so I do go back in later and add that in with my alcohol marker, and I thankfully had a marker that matched the pink pretty good, so I think it'll be fine. So right now I'm just layering up my pieces for my card, and while I do that, I'll tell you a little bit more about the retreat. So the virtual craft retreat, I will link below to that in my description. There's going to be a lot of information in my description, so be sure to just scroll through it. There's going to be a playlist for today's hop, so that will be in my description. There'll also be a link to this craft kit. Well, I don't know if the kit is still available, but the individual pieces for the kit are, so I will link to that as well. And then also I will have a link to the craft retreat. And so like I said, it's absolutely free to attend online and watch, but you can also purchase the items that's going to be used at the retreat to follow along and create with them. And so the kit came with a stamp set and coordinating die, stencil, a Bloomware die, Cottage Rose paper pad, Cottage Rose ephemera pack, and the glitter enamel dots. So today I am going to be using the Cottage Rose paper pad, the ephemera pack, and the enamel dots. And so this is the Cottage Rose paper pad. It's a 6x6 paper pad with 24 sheets, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the pinks and the blues. This is perfect for spring and for summer. So I'm just going to show you a quick little look at the prints. They are gorgeous. The colors are just beautiful. So you can check those out more at the shop, but also if you hop along in today's hop, you'll be able to see more of the papers as well. And here is the ephemera pack. I'm not going to go through all the pieces, but I've gone ahead and chose some pieces that I think I want to use on my card. And then once I have my card together, I will figure out, which pieces I want to use on it. So I'm just layering up all the pieces on my card. And so for this sketch, I like to start with that top rectangle so that it can easily tuck under the strip that needs to go across it, and then come back with the bottom rectangle. And so I was just trying to space everything out from the sides. Those little rectangles, I really didn't know where they went. So I was just trying to have the same space from the top and bottom and middle of those rectangles, and then the same space on the right hand side. So I just eyeballed it though and just try to get it close. And then once I get everything glued down, I'm just going to cut the excess part of the strip off. And this card came together very quickly, just like all of the other cards, because the sketches are so easy. So my mat was dirty and I did not realize it, and I got glue on the back of my card. So you can barely see it on camera, but I could see it in person and it was sticky. So I'm taking the scrap paper that I had left over from making the front of the card, and I'm just going to cover that up. Now I could have later on thought about it. I could have just cut the front of the card off and glued it onto another card base. But at that moment I thought, let's just cover it up. So I'm just taking the scraps and using those to cover it up. And so I decided to just use 2 of the scraps so that it kind of looks like I did this on purpose. So as long as my mom doesn't watch this video, she'll never know there was a mistake. But if she watches, she'll see the reason I covered up and made the back that way. Okay, so now after a lot of deliberation and auditioning, I finally decided to go with this image or this ephemera piece for the front of my card. I spared you all of those minutes of figuring that out. And then I'm just going to come back with these enamel dots, and I want to add some of those to the card, and this is called the Rose Cottage enamel dots as well. Now the color I'm using today, I'm not really sure. It's not yellow, it's not brown, it's kind of a cream color. It just really matches this paper really good. So that's the one I'm going to go with that matches the, kind of matches the background paper, but I'm not exactly sure what color to say that those are. And that's what I like to take my enamel dots, and before I pull them off, I like to lay them on my card and figure out which color to go with. And so I did decide to go with this cream color, this, I'm not really sure what you call it. And so I'm just going to add those to my card, and then I will take and I'm just going to add some foam dots to the back of the ephemera piece so that I can pop it up on my card. And then we have the completed card. And I love how this card turned out. I think the colors in it is just gorgeous. I love this paper. Okay, so for the next card, I'm going to create sketch number 5, and I'm actually going to create 2 cards using sketch number 5. And so that sketch required a lot of the pieces to be cut into banners. So I've gone ahead and done all of that work ahead of time. And it also required 2 circles. So for the circles that say Happy Mother's Day, I went ahead and printed those on my computer and cut those out with my silhouette. And then I cut out the larger circles, one of them with my silhouette, but my silhouette was acting up, so then I just used a circle die for the other one. So, and I've also gone ahead and picked out some ephemera pieces that I want to add to the front of the cards. So these 2 cards are going to be Mother's Day cards as well, and I don't have 3 moms. What it is I wanted to create my sisters some Mother's Day cards as well. I thought about them when I was making these, and I really thought that they would love this paper and love the images that were in the ephemera pack. And so one of my sisters raises pigs, and she has a pig that's kind of like a pet pig. So that's why her card has the pig on it. I thought she would love that. So that's why I chose that image for her card. And then for my other sister, for her card, that teacup and rose just made me think of her. So sometimes it comes together like that when you're making cards. The images and things match the person that you're making it for. And so I thought, when I saw this pig in this ephemera pack, I knew I had to figure out a way to make my sister a card using it. And so a Mother's Day card would be perfect. And once again, I do go back and add the apostrophes to the Mother's Day because I totally forgot when I was typing it up. I was busy designing the cards in my head and not really thinking about my spelling. So I just added those in with alcohol markers. I want to also show you that the bloom die that I received, I said I would show you that. And this is the bloom die, and I'll be using that in some other videos, but I just didn't get around to using it today since I was making Mother's Day cards. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed seeing me create these cards. I hope you'll hop along to the other videos, and be sure to check out the Not Too Shabby virtual craft retreat coming up next weekend. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.